when I was like 10, I used to shower every morning, and we had a glass shower door, and I would write on it, "Please, God, let me be an actor." I was really into it. And then because I kept it a secret, personal secret, I would wipe it off before anybody could see it. My name is Jeff, Jeff Goldblum, and these we might call my rules for life, if I have such things. Here they come. Rule number, that's French for one. Keep your hygiene up. Shower, keep clean, for heaven's sakes. Hey, but I'll tell you, my first part was in Death Wish. Charles Bronson in 1973, long before you were born. I played freak number one as one of the three bad guys who does bad things to his wife and daughter and sends him on this, for the rest of the movie, vigilante. So I, misunderstanding the methody way, I didn't shower in order to play this street thug until the AD, I didn't know what an AD was yet, the assistant director, came up to me after a couple of days. Listen to this. And he said, Jeff, can I talk to you for a second? Yes. Jeff, we're in a small space here, and a lot of the crew members and other actors, you kind of stink, you smell. Can you do something about that? Please go home and... I was shamed, but it was a good lesson. It was a good lesson. So now, and as we see, we're in proximity, in show business, or in any collaborative, close, area. Yeah, keep your hygiene up, Rule number 2, or dos, stay hydrated. My wife and a lot of people are chug-a-luggers. By nature, they go, they know it's good, and they go, and they really do the whole thing. I have to concentrate to do that. That's really all I like to do. When I like water the best is during a meal, ice water, plain ice water. Ice, I like it iced. It makes it feel festive to me. And then I drink a lot of water. I remember when I was experimenting with that, excuse me if I digress, but maybe some of these are rule adjacent. Macrobiotic diet. I think I was experimenting with many years ago. And I think their advice was, don't drink liquids as you're eating. And I've just said that that's what I most like to do. I get that ice water. So, I don't know if I adhered to it for a little while, but I don't know if it's true anymore. Anyway, that's my riff on water.
Let's move on to family.
To salmon.
To family.
Family. I thought you said salmon, because I have a whole chunk on salmon. Okay, family. Rule number 3, or drei. Your kids are hilarious. I have 2 kids, Charlie and River. They're 7 and 9 now, so I became a father 9 years ago and then 7 years ago. I'd never had any kids before. When we were just pregnant and my wife Emily was just going to have the first one, somebody said, your kids are hilarious. Don't forget that they're hilarious. And I'll tell you, through times they can be a handful, they can drive you crazy, you can get tired. But if you remember that they are funny, whatever that means, and for me it kind of opens up another way of looking at things, how you can look at things from different ways, and things can happen to you, but proactively. The rule of life is really be proactive, which means the cards, you can get dealt all sorts of cards, but how you experience it is in your hands. That's what somebody calls proactivity. You don't have to be, et cetera, et cetera. So the kids can drive you nuts from one moment or another, or you can have all sorts of drama or challenges, as we know. But if you can keep finding the humor in it, that's not a bad rule. Rule number 4, quattro. Find something that, so to speak, grounds you. Today, as we sit here, this is my 10th anniversary of marriage with Emily Goldblum. So happy anniversary, darling, and thank you for keeping me grounded. She and the boys, of course, and our dog, Woody. He doesn't care that I'm in any movies, of course. And the kids don't either, really. And neither does Emily, really. I mean, they like it, but more important things are going on with them, and kind of who I am seems to be more important. And so who I am comes to the fore, which is a grounding kind of question that always, is on the surface when I'm around them. Rule number 5. That movie 5 Pennies? This little penny is for, that's with Danny Kaye, the 5 pennies. If you're not the boss, you know, you got to trust the boss. What does a role have to snag my attention? I like a good script, and I like a good part, that's maybe different, and I can learn from. I'm trying to get better. I'll tell you the main box, the header box on my list would be the director. You can't be good unless the movie's good, and it's hard to make a good movie. You gotta get a good director, and maybe they've never done much before, but you can suss it out and try to imagine what kind of director they'd be if they're new, et cetera, et cetera. I'd say get a good director. If you're not that boss, you gotta trust the boss. That's true. You gotta trust the boss and collaborate and be open. Rule number 6: use what exists and keep growing. So I had creative shamans and guides and great teachers along the way, one of whom was Sanford Meisner. You students of acting and the history of American acting may know him. He said it takes 20 years to even call yourself an actor, of continual work. And after 20 years, maybe you have developed the system of an actor. And then you can live your whole rest of your life, if you keep getting chances, if you're lucky, and keep progressing. I've taken it to heart. He also said, but it bleeds over into life too, I'll tell you. He said, use what exists. Pay attention to what's going on right now, which is different than right now. And of course, the wise people will tell us that only the now exists. There's only right now. And if you use or pay attention and then allow yourself to be available and enlivened by what's happening right now, something will occur, and something spontaneous will occur. And that's a magical portal into creative navigation. And it also means, I've come to realize, and I'm still realizing it more as I go on, it also means use what exists inside of you. These are all kind of learning, graduate little exercises for me where I feel I can get better. And I tell you, they've kept me interested, passionate about it, and I feel that I'm at the top of my form now, doing better work than I've done in a more relaxed way, in a freer way. Hey, thank you so much. I need to say to you, I'm deeply grateful for listening to this. Hopefully, maybe you've taken something away from this. If you have, I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. I have a lot of rules about salmon. Medium rare. You can dry it out. Don't do it. Sustainable. Wild is better.